Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Unite Inside. And I am so happy to have you back here again in another discussion that we will talk about. And I have decided to talk about angels in this video because it is an interesting topic that a lot of people ask about. And it's just those questions of do they exist? How can we really contact them? And what can they help us with? And also, like just other questions that are very interesting that most people don't know the answers of. And I came here to talk about it specifically because in my own life, I have definitely experienced being contacted by them and also just being in their energy and feeling them around me. And it was really, really beautiful because it's just such an interesting experience. I've always been interested in like beings of higher consciousness and also just experiencing what it feels like to contact them, talk to them. And not a lot of people know that they exist or even like not a lot of people are capable of feeling them. And it's mostly because if you are not heightening your spiritual gifts, because we all have those spiritual gifts. It's just like a matter of exercising them. It's like when you have a talent and you don't really like try to exercise it that much. What happens is that you kind of like lose it, or it's not really that you lose it. It's just that it becomes um, very let's say weak. And so the more you can pay attention to it and exercise it, the more you gain more of it. So that's what we're going to talk about in this video is how can we really meet angels and who are they? Who are angels? And so I want to start by just giving you a backstory of my own life and how I was able to contact them. And so, or let's say they contacted me. And I've always, like I said, I've always been interested in just knowing about beings in different dimensions. And I've always heard about like, are aliens real? And it was like aliens, angels, or other beings that we normally hear. And most people have basically known them for the first time or heard of them for the first time through religion. For example, like most religions talk about angels in them, they are being talked about in the Bible. It was just very interesting to think about the possibility of them actually existing, and of course, they exist. What really changed it for me was when I was going through my awakening, and that was like before I had I kind of had other small awakenings, but this was my biggest awakening, where my ego literally fell apart, and I was able to feel all these realizations of oneness and connection with the universe. And I have opened up from within. My chakras were opening up, and everything from within was screaming like there is something else other than this world, and there is like a spiritual world that's going on underneath our physical world that we don't see with our eyes. And so, which means the possibility of other creatures and other beings existing other than just us that we don't see with our eyes. And what's like interesting is thinking about beings that exist in higher dimensions that are here to help us and elevate our consciousness, and they work with us, and they also operate as guides. So we all heard of spirit guides. When I was going through my awakening, which was a very deep process, I went through the dark night of the soul. And when I was going through, which was really hard for me because it's mostly when your shadow comes out and you just like come face to face with your darkness and you have to confront it and you can see it with your eyes. You can finally be conscious of your own darkness. and it just feels like all this like pain and trauma that you've been through in the past that you have pushed away, it just comes to the surface, and now you have to look at it and confront it and also process it and release it. And so you can't really do this process by yourself, and most of the time your spirit guides are going to contact you, are going to try to talk to you. And before my awakening, I have experienced a little bit of signs of the universe, I mean, of the, let's say, angel numbers. Like, I have definitely seen 111 sometimes, or 1111, or whatever it is, 1010. I have seen those signs, but it wasn't as um, intense as it was when I was going through my awakening. Like, it started by seeing 111 in a very crazy way. Like, I was literally haunted by the number 111. Like, I would see it everywhere. I would like get up in the morning, I would see it, I would go out and I see it out, and I would come back and I see it again. And I just really knew, and especially because I was going through the dark night of the soul, and I knew I was going through it because I had read about it in the past, and when I experienced it, I was like, oh my god, I think that's it. And so because I was already like involved in like spirituality, I was reading about it and meditating, but not really like that into it. I wasn't like experiencing anything that crazy, but in that moment I was. And when I saw it very intensely, and a part of me, which is the ego, wanted to be skeptical and just say, actually, like, this is just a coincidence. But I couldn't think about it as that because it was so intense, and it was so, like, it was so unavoidable for me to just say that this is not real, or that this is not a sign. And once I knew that it was a sign, it was also these things that I would like hear, which would be like things that I would hear from other people or from the TV or just from random things that will be so into, it's like it was so in alignment with me in the moment. Like, for example, it was basically like advice, or um, my next step, or things that I have to do. And it was just so, let's say, like, intuitively it made sense. Even though I heard it from someone and it was a random thing, it's really not random. When I looked at it, I realized that it was not random. I'm just checking. So, with this being said, I want to say that it was just these like 111 at first, and mostly I would tune into my emotions, and I would have this really interesting feeling of like a strong pull towards a certain feeling. And this feeling would feel like it's almost like it's me tuning into a different being in a higher dimension, like tuning into their consciousness and the way they see reality, or the way they see my reality, and just their perspective about it. And I felt it, and I knew that in that moment I was, my spiritual gifts were being heightened, were being opened up. And so I was able to like tune into whatever high vibrational beings were near me. And that's where I, because it didn't feel like it came from me, it felt like it came from a higher being, and it was like a higher being that was near me. I would also feel this really pure and light presence around me, like almost like a holy presence. And it was like around me. It was very, very, very pure. I cannot explain the pureness of the feeling that I had in my awakening, where I would just like tune into the room, and it would feel like there were these really pure beings with me. And that's what we call angels, because angels are extremely pure. They are like the purest being ever. And that was like the feeling that I felt, because when you tune into other beings, because I don't know if you have ever experienced tuning into like other beings that are of higher consciousness but are not really angels. We don't call them angels. When you tune into them, sometimes it feels like love, sometimes it feels like passion, sometimes it feels like um power. There's all these like different vibrations that they hold, that when you tune into them, it's like different beings have different vibrations that are more dominant. And I would say angelic beings have this like really pure, the dominant vibration, I would say, is very pure, very high, very wise. There's this wisdom and also like almost like unconditional love that you can just feel from them. And really, you can feel that from any being from a higher dimension. Um, it's just interesting because I would say that at some point I started like literally feeling that I am being communicated with them. And that was through myself at first. Like I would hear little whispers of things that I didn't say, but it's just being whispered in my mind. And it would be something that was so in point, and sometimes they would even mention my name. And so it at some point it also felt like these when I would do meditations, when I would do meditations, I would feel that they are almost like when I tune into them, it's almost like this feeling of they are here for me so that they can guide me, and that they are finally showing themselves to me vibrationally because I'm ready. Because in the past, I wasn't really ready. I wasn't that emotionally or spiritually advanced enough to be able to reach their vibration and frequency enough to be able to hear them, and also even just feel whatever they're telling me, because they communicate vibrationally too. They will tell you things vibrationally and not just emotionally. And this is the best part about it, because you can feel that they are inside you. It almost like feels like this deep level of oneness, and you know you are interacting with another being. You know you're interacting with an angel. And so I just want to say that, like, because I want to answer your question too in this video about what is their purpose. And I want to say, like, there is a lot of purposes, and mostly their most important purpose is to help humanity, and helping humanity transcend darkness, helping humanity remember the light, helping humanity remember that they came from light, that we all came from light. And they are like, they are spirit guides that are basically like, when we say a spirit guide, a lot of people think that spirit guides can also be your ancestors. But I really feel like spirit guides are, they have ascended enough to reach a point, because some of them were on earth. And I want to say that they have ascended so much that they are at that level of being able to be a guide. And so then it's almost like there's like levels of consciousness. And then when you are on a certain level and you have such a deep, um, highly, just like such an intensely high vibration, then you can be like a guide. And I want to say that that's what angels are, because whenever eh, I would say that every person has at least one guide, at least one angel assigned to them. And I would say that people that have bigger missions on earth, like star seeds, empaths, people that have bigger missions, spiritually gifted people that are supposed to be transcending and also transmuting more of the dense energies on earth that will be helping humanity, they have multiple angels working with them. And when I say working with them, I mean there is this like relationship that you can have, that they can assist you, and they can help you manifest your reality. They can, whenever you tune into them, they're very pure, and they can give you advice, wisdom. And I want to say that the more pure you are, like the more your heart is pure, you can purify your heart's intentions, the more you have less, let's say, like the more unconditional love you have, and you don't have any conditions, you don't like require people to be a certain way for you to love them, if you know what I mean. Like, if you can think about it, when you have that unconditional love within yourself, the more you have it, and you have this pure intentions, you can just do things for the sake of doing them and not because you want to gain something out of them. You like doing things or helping people, or you just have good intentions for the world in general without always wanting something in return. That is the perfect person for angels to just feel comfortable working with and also helping, because the more you can do that, I would say, like, if you really want to contact them, or if you want them to like come to you and talk to you, because we all have angels, I want to say that the best thing to do is to just have like a practice that you do every day, that you practice purifying your intentions towards the world and towards yourself. You just get into your heart and feel your unconditional love towards yourself, towards others, and just feel that love and feel even like towards the universe. Instead of always asking the universe for like things, you just feel grateful that you exist, that the universe created you, and all of that. And when you get into that energy of just pureness, that is more likely. And then from there you can just ask, like, I ask my angelic team to um to contact me. I want more communication from them, from an open heart, and you do it because you truly just want to connect, you truly just want to feel them, because you love their vibration and not because you really want something from them. Like when you do that, it's just amazing because they want to help you a lot, and they have this amazing energy, like this amazing vibration, that they will always love you in like such unconditional ways. And they are in a very high frequency in the light energy. And so you kind of have to be in a higher frequency if you want to meet them and feel them. And I would also say that I've never really seen them with my eyes. I've heard them, but I've never seen them. And I wouldn't say that I know how to help you see them. I've heard stories of people that have been able to see them before, I would say, but I haven't been able to do that. But I would say that the more you can practice any type of spiritual practice that will help you to heighten your spiritual gifts, I would say that makes you an open channel for those type of energies. But you have to learn how to like really protect yourself energetically, because if you open energetically and if you open spiritually, that can also be dangerous, because there's other um, low frequency entities that you don't want them attached to you. And so this comes with responsibility. When you choose to open up your energy, you have to choose to open it up from a vibration of pure. Make sure that you are very pure and very in your heart when you do this, because if there is any intention that is not good, like for example, I'm gonna get angels to help me to hurt someone, or like, because that's not what angels can help you with. That is something that angels will never help you with, will never be able to help you with, because they don't operate at that vibration. But if that, but if there is, even like I'm talking about, like even like intentions, like I just want to talk to them because all I want is to get what I want. That is not a pure intention. The intention that should be is, I want them to help me in some mission that includes helping people from your heart because you really care about them. If, for example, you need their help to assist you with your business, with your career, or with your mission that will involve helping other people and spreading a message of love and light and, you know, abundance and everything that can help the universe and other people, then that is something that they will love to help you with, of course. But if there is anything that is selfish, like I only want fame for myself, or I only want to be known for how incredibly gifted I am because that will feed my ego, and I want angels to help me with that. You have to understand that you won't even be able to contact them if that is your intention. You will only contact other entities that are on the same frequency as you, which means that you might actually attach demons to yourself that are working in that type of energy of they help people with fame or they help people with other things, which is not good to do, because if you do that, you have to understand that other entities that are not of higher consciousness are not always here to help you. Like, they are also here to get what they want, and they might not be reliable, they might not be trustworthy, they might also not be good for you to open your energy to them, because they might actually take advantage of your energy, attach to you and lower your vibration and frequency, or suck the love out of you or anything like that. And so I'm saying this because it is very, very important, before you get into any of these practices, before you start any prayer, say, I only require um, beings of highest intentions, and of my highest good. Always say that and mean it when you say it, because it is important to do this. And also check in with yourself before you do this, to just make sure that you are doing it from a place of purity and not a place of um, you know, taking advantage of something or whatever. Because when you purify your energy, then you instantly can be a vibrational match to angels. Okay? So, with this being said, this is how you meet up with them. And I would say that you can feel, you can contact them, they will contact you through your emotions, through your, I would say, your intuition. Because, and it would feel like it wouldn't, because there's a difference between when your higher self gives you an information through your intuition, and when an angel does that. When an angel does that, it will feel like you are channeling a being. You will feel like it's something that you don't have, that you don't necessarily know that this is true, but at the same time, you are channeling it from a being and you can feel the energy. Like I said, it feels like light, it feels uplifting, and it's just amazing. It's just so beautiful. It's such amazing beings that we are actually surrounded by, and all we have to do is just open up our emotions so that we can feel them, our intuition, our heart. And so they also can send you signs like 111, 222, angel numbers. Mostly when you, at first, when you're trying to reach out to them, they will do that. But then if they do it a lot, then prepare yourself for other ways of communication, like feeling them, hearing them, maybe even seeing them, who knows. Um, they can come through your dreams too. I have experienced that part, in which, like, you will have such a high vibrational dream, and you will have a being in the dream that will come to you and will tell you certain things that are very much like wise and also like high vibrational, and they will be in a certain picture, or let's say they would take a certain form in your dream, and you know that they are angels because you can feel their vibration, their frequency. Even when you wake up, you will feel it. So much love, so much peace, and so much just pure compassion and love you will feel within yourself when you can interact with them. Because this happened to me twice, where I had a dream. I'm sure it was more than just twice, but I only remember two times in which it was very vivid, where I had two beautiful dreams about my angels contacting me and telling me very important information, and it was so obvious that it was coming from a higher dimension. And mostly, this happens if they are trying to reach you through other ways, but you're not really listening. Then they will reach you through your dreams, which is amazing. This means that you have created such a relationship with them, because you can create a relationship with your angels in which they help you constantly. They give you information and guidance constantly. They guide you constantly, and they're with you. Even in your day-to-day life, they prevent circumstances from happening to you. When I'm telling you that, after I have invited this beautiful angelic um, presence in my life, sometimes I would just be going out and something would happen, and the universe, and my, I would feel like going somewhere or looking in a certain direction, and it would be because I needed to do that. Otherwise, I would have been hurt, or something bad would have happened, because they, when they are with you, And when you have invited them into your life, they take it upon themselves to help you through certain things and help prevent certain things from your life. Okay? So that is why they're very important. It is very important to ask their permission too, because they don't want to invade your free will. They hate invading your free will. They don't want to do that because they understand that you are a being that has the right to do whatever you want in your life, to create whatever you want in your life. So if you don't want them, and I want to say this is one thing that makes people not invite angels in their life, even though they are so pure, is because they're afraid of them. Like, if you really want angels to run away from you, be afraid of them. You know why? Because once you're afraid of them, they don't want to talk to you or contact you. Not because they're like, well, I'm not going to talk to you because you're afraid of me. It's nothing personal. It's just because they know you're not ready. Once you are afraid, then you're not ready. And they don't want to invade your privacy or your free will because you're not ready. They're not going to do it because they know that you will not react in a good way and you will not really take their advice or their guidance the right way if they show up in your life in a way that shocks you. So only when you're ready. And if you want to be ready, just like make sure that you are ready before you do this. And also, when you call on them, don't forget to include saying that it is that you are giving them permission. Do you want to give them permission to interfere in your life? Because that is a beautiful thing to do, to give them permission to interfere. They will help you so much, and you have to be ready to hear whatever they want to say. You have to be ready to see the signs that they show you and they throw your way, um, to prevent things from happening that are not good for you. And unfortunately, like, you have the right to also ignore the signs, but then if you ignore the signs, you're not gonna be it's not gonna be good for you because you will see why they sent you that sign at the first place. You will see that and you will realize, okay, I should have listened. But yeah, so this is how you do it. And I'm telling you, like, you have to be ready or they just won't show up in your life. They will be with you, they will be watching over you, but they won't interact or work with you because there is a difference between them. When I say work with you, they can be with you all the time. They can help you, give you ideas when you're working, when you're uh, doing anything in your life, when you're planning something. Just they can be involved in your life in all the best ways. And that's the thing. They can help you with everything, actually. They can help you with your healing. When you ask them to help you with your life, even when you're doing your healing, they can literally almost like help you to go and move certain ways so that the trauma can, go from your body and be released. And that's something that I've experienced in my own life through um, actually having them help me physically with my trauma. And they did this by actually, like, I would tune into them and then they would show me in which way should I move. And the more I do this, the more trauma comes out of my body. And you have to be very relaxed and you have to surrender to them too if you really want them to help you, because they can and they will if you let them. Okay? And if you feel called to work with them or called to call upon them in your life, and you feel that you resonate with their vibration, then I really do suggest that you do that because it will benefit you so much. Okay? So I love you so much and I hope that you enjoyed this beautiful video about angels. And I hope that you are having an amazing day. If you like this video, don't forget to like, share, and comment. And also tell me what you think about this video. And if you have any ideas that you want me to talk about or any subjects, don't forget to drop them there and I will definitely try. Okay? If I know what to say about those certain topics, and if I know that I can channel information that is true about them, then I will definitely make videos. Okay? I love you so much, and I will see you soon.